What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? We got some updates ahead of Super Bowl 57 on today's show. But before we get to that, give me a follow on Twitter. I'm actually going to be at the Super Bowl next week on Radio Row, and I'll be tweeting out updates. So go ahead and give me a follow. First 10 people get a follow back from me. So follow me now. Let me know that you did follow so I can follow you back. It's at HRAMNFL. More Chiefs and NFL updates on my Twitter account on a daily basis. So go ahead and follow me right now. Welcome into the Chiefs Report. I'm your host, Harrison Graham, and coming up in just a little bit, could the Chiefs trade for this player this offseason? We will explore that coming up in a few minutes. But first, let's get to some injury news, some updates here on a Friday. For the second straight day, 4 players did not practice. I will mention Willie Gay was limited for a second straight day as well. Here were the DNPs for today's practice. Kadarius Toney, JuJu Smith-Schuster, Mecole Hardman, cornerback L'Jarius Sneed as well. Now, Sneed, Smith-Schuster, Toney listed as questionable for the Super Bowl, 9 days away, so a lot can change. Hardman listed as doubtful. Andy Reid mentioned yesterday, which we discussed. Just want to remind you guys that he is unlikely to play in the Super Bowl. Well, you never know. We'll see how the next few days go. Maybe he improves, but I think his chances of playing are very, very slim. I do think Toney and JuJu are likely to play, especially Toney. JuJu's got some knee swelling, so that'll need to reduce, but I do think he'll play as well. And we'll see on L'Jarius Sneed. I mean, it's really as simple as if he clears concussion protocol, he'll play. If not, obviously he won't. So the extra week off increases the likelihood of him clearing. If they had to play this Sunday, that would be challenging. In today's league with the concussion protocols, when you have a concussion, more often than not, you miss the next game. But with the week off, certainly a decent chance that Sneed clears in time. Now, if you can't stand injuries, if you hate them, just type H in the comments. Who doesn't? I mean, injuries are the absolute worst. So if you hate injuries, type H down in the comments section below because, hey, no one likes injuries. And speaking of the injury front, Philadelphia, all 22 starters are healthy and expected to play. Now, Lane Johnson's banged up. They have some guys banged up, but they don't have any projected starters expected to miss, whereas the Chiefs are for sure going to be without Mecole Hardman, it appears, and maybe a couple of other guys as well. So Philadelphia at this point, definitely the more healthy team with 9 days to go until the Super Bowl. Now, I did mention our Eagles host, Chase Sr., one of our producers, Sam Brown, and our boss/producer extraordinaire, Brett Scott, will be at the Super Bowl next week. Now, we're not staying for the game. We'll be live in our studios. We'll be back in Dallas for the Super Bowl itself, but we will be on Radio Row for Super Bowl 57, so we might have some exclusive interviews. We'll have to wait and see, so subscribe, turn on notifications. You will hear from us live from Arizona next week. I cannot wait to get out there, flying out on Monday, so should be a fun time. So if you want to support the show, support the channel, subscribe, and join us throughout the week. Okay, let's get to the trade offseason portion of the show. T. Higgins. Could the Chiefs trade for T. Higgins this offseason? There's a rumor that he could be made available via trade this offseason. This comes from Paul Dinner of The Athletic. He says, if the numbers are outrageous, talking about his potential contract extension, and it's clear the two sides won't see eye to eye, the Bengals could go the route taken by multiple teams in recent seasons and deal the receiver for a top draft pick and start the cycle over with a rookie receiver. And you think about the Bengals coming up down the pike here. They got to pay Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. Those are no-brainers. Those guys aren't going anywhere, so they got to pay those guys. Do you keep Jesse Bates? He's a free agent this offseason. He's going to make a lot of money. Do you prioritize T. Higgins? So the Bengals have some big contracts coming up, and it's hard to pay everyone. You know, maybe they opt to keep a guy like Tyler Boyd for cheaper and let T. Higgins go or just trade him. They're not going to let him go for nothing, but that is definitely a possibility. You saw A.J. Brown get traded from Tennessee for a first and a third-round pick. T. Higgins could command $25 million per year on the open market. So big things coming down the line for Cincinnati. I doubt they would trade him to the Chiefs. I would have some interest. That would surprise me, considering they're a big-time rival at this point. But, hey, it still impacts the Chiefs, even if the Chiefs don't get him, because if they don't have to face them in Cincinnati, that is a bonus as well. Now, BetUS sponsoring today's show here on the Chiefs Report, and they are your home for Super Bowl 57 bets, and you should go check them out. Create an account today, chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Promo code Chiefs125 to get 125% deposit bonus. Eagles 1-point favorites, over under 50.5 points. It's tight. It's nip and tuck. BetUS believes this is going to be a very tight game, and I think that's going to be the case as well. It's rare when a Patrick Mahomes team is getting points. I know it's just one, but hey, that's pretty enticing if you ask me. Chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Promo code is Chiefs125. Now, obviously, T. Higgins is a hell of a talent. Over 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns. He's a guy who can go up and get it, can high point the ball. He's really kind of mastered that back shoulder ball as well. It would be a big loss for Cincy, and it would be a big get for Kansas City. Again, I doubt Cincinnati would ship him here. And if you were going to go trade for him, it would cost a lot, especially for Kansas City. You'd really have to pay a premium to pry him from a rival, which reduces the chances of it happening, obviously. Cincinnati's going to want a lot back, at least the first, probably another high pick as well, second, third-round pick in return. So we'll see. I'll be curious to see what the Bengals do this offseason. I think they're a team to watch in free agency and on the trade block. So we will monitor that because that's a team the Chiefs are going to have to directly deal with for the next several years in the AFC. Now, should the Chiefs try and trade for T. Higgins? Type T for trade or P for pass. What do you think on this one? Hey, I'm open to it, but it's going to cost a lot. T for trade, P for pass. Let me know down in the comments. Patrick Mahomes talked a little bit about legacy, and you know how this goes, right? Like quarterbacks in the Super Bowl, you start thinking big picture, especially with a guy like Mahomes who already has a Super Bowl, already has a Super Bowl MVP and a regular season MVP, is about to win his second MVP. And, with Tom Brady retiring, was asked about, trying to chase a guy like Tom Brady, and he conceded that, that seems impossible in a sense to match a legacy like that. Here's what Mahomes had to say. He said, I think any athlete wants to be the best at their position ever, and I want to be. But I understand how hard it's going to be. I know that Tom being in 10 Super Bowls and winning 7 of them is something that seems impossible. So all I can do is take it day by day and get better and better, try to do whatever I can to have great guys around me like I do now, and win football games. Now, I will say this. Number one, he's absolutely right. I mean, if Mahomes gets to 10 Super Bowls and wins 7, then he'll probably surpass Brady because he'll have bigger stats if that happens with the high volume of stats early in his career that he's had, but not even close to reaching that. However, if Mahomes wins this game, he's already an all-time great. Don't believe me? Look at the potential resume if the Chiefs win this Super Bowl. He will have 2 Super Bowl rings, 2 Super Bowl MVPs, most likely. Maybe someone else wins it, but I doubt it. If the Chiefs win, Mahomes is almost certainly going to win MVP. 2 regular season MVPs. He's about to win a regular season MVP. It's not official, but he's going to win it. 5 conference championship game appearances, 3 conference championships, and 3 Super Bowl appearances by the age of 27. You win this game in Super Bowl 57, you're already a Hall of Famer if you're Patrick Mahomes. Now, you're not on Tom Brady's tail quite yet, but it kind of jolts you up like, okay, like, all right, you've got multiple by 27. You win 2 more by the age of 30, 31. Okay, then things are starting to heat up. But Mahomes knows this is a process. It starts with this one. I mean, you really got to get that second one before you start talking about being one of the true GOATs of the NFL, which Tom Brady has that title right now. But, man, he already has an unreal resume. And if you win this game, if you're Patrick Mahomes, you could be in that conversation for top 5 ever at the age of 27, which is pretty unreal when you think about it. Fill in the blank. I said a few years ago the over-under would be 3 Super Bowls, and I do think he'll win at least 3. How many do you guys think? Patrick Mahomes will win blank Super Bowls. If he wins this one, he's winning at least 3. Lock, book, throw away the key. He will win another one. He's only 27. Talking maybe 4 or 5. Let me know what you guys think. Patrick Mahomes will win blank Super Bowls in his career. Well, the next one is the most important one, as they like to say, and the Chiefs got to take down Andy Reid's old team in the Philadelphia Eagles, 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central Time for Sunday, February 12th. Game will be played in Glendale, Arizona. I cannot wait. An opportunity for Mahomes to add to his resume and for this Andy Reid and for this entire Chiefs team to win a championship. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. Again, if you would like to follow me on Twitter, that would be great. I'll follow the first 10 people back that do give me a follow. It's at HGramNFL, at HGramNFL. Link will be in the comments and in the description. If you have any Chiefs questions, hit me up over there.